Hi everyone, this is Scrappy Kathy and I'm doing a Freeze Friday on Sunday. The week's rules have been retired this past week that required a large photo and washi tape and 10 words of journaling and no title and ink around the edges and so forth. So a whole new week of rules has started, and our team has set the rules, so I think they're going to be it's going to be a lot of fun. So there are 23 layouts here, many of them without videos because I just did them for the challenge. Let's see. Excuse me. I have to write something down. It just came on television. It's August 8th. It would have been our 40th anniversary today. So there will be a lot of John pages in here. And I'm going to try not to cry beyond this page, because contained in these pages are, you know, some pretty happy memories, and I keep getting reminded that I should concentrate on how lucky and blessed I was. So yes, let's do that. Okay, this one is for a Dotty About Flair challenge to do a beach celebration page, and this was fall break a few years back with Katie and Barrett, and Katie's taken the selfie of us there, and I used the other side. This map paper from Go the Scenic Route is one of my very favorite, all-time favorite Paige Evans papers. You just don't see maps in these colors. That's not necessarily my go-to color palette, but I had lots of things that went with it, including this beachy flair from the Karen's Day at the Beach mix at or set at Dotty About Flair. This one is one that started out as a Vicky Booten pre-made mixed media background. You can kind of see there, and I used one of her stencils that was about this big, and so you can see where it joined. It didn't exactly go all that well, so I kind of messed it up in a few other places so that this wouldn't stand out as a seam, and I filtered this photo so that the color of the water would be the same color that I ended up with here. So I love this page. And let me see, I don't think there's a video for that one. No video. Let's see, anything else I need to tell you about that? Nothing particularly. The dies I used are from BrambleFox. The sunglasses and the Mickey Perspextives are also from BrambleFox. This little anchor die, and this little starfish, and this little stars, and this flare. This is from Karen's Day at the Beach, and this flare is from the charity set, and it's kind of a leukemia sort of a thing, a blood looking, but it just kind of looks like a splat. And there's my little baby girl who had leukemia and has emerged victorious. And here's what she looks like now. And she'd kill me if she knew I had this photo. I took it from pretty far away, so I'm surprised that it blew up so well to the large size photo. This was on our recent Celebration of Life tour. This was using a Lisa Sikorsky sketch, which I'm sure you barely recognize in this because of the large photo. And I don't think that one is videoed. It is not. Okay. This one was videoed. It was for Challenge Accepted, And this is the sketch that we were using, playing along with the Scrapbook Your Joy. And Shannon and I did our own versions of this. I decided to use my washi tape as pointers to various elements in this photo that kind of gave me a timeline of when it was taken. You know, we hadn't built the kitchen yet because she's standing on what is now the floor of the kitchen. Actually, she's standing right where there's like a coffee bar. And we hadn't built out the bedroom yet because the jewelry was there. So you can hear all of that on the video. This one is one that I did for Craft Plus, and there is no video for this. It was it's a page about a drink. When I originally did the page, it didn't have this cut file, but my wonderful friend Helen Parker sent me a Happy Mail box that had some cut files in it, and this was one of the cut files. So I just decided to add it. And because it's a page about a drink with flower petals in it, I put a flower on to covering up the olive. There's no olives in that drink. And this is speaking of Helen Parker, this is a lift of one of Helen's layouts. And this is her layout with kind of the L shape there and then the little corner thing. And it's about her fruit on top of yogurt standard breakfast fare, and I took a picture of my favorite fruit, which are these ripening figs on the tree outside, and you barely can see the sketch because I had this big fussy cut piece that I just needed to include. And I did this one in a live on the Dotty About Flair Facebook page, and I do not have it. It's not saved in a format that I can use to put on YouTube. So the other one, the first one I did on live, you can, but not that one. This one is Mixed Media Frenzy. And of course, the photo was so large it covered up most of my mixed media, but you can see a little bit here, 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 and here. And I love this page because it looks like the blue mixed media got on the dog, so that was fun. And here is Missy Whidden's original, and about the only thing that you can recognize from it is the bottom and top strips. So that one, it does have a video. This one does not. It's a huge filtered photo of a gorgeous sunset when we were on that Celebration of Life tour for John. And all of these, the flowers and leaves that are stamped were stamped on cleanup sheets, directly onto the cleanup sheets for the, oops, I've lost an embellishment, and I know which layout that goes on, but so I'll have to kind of save it right here. Anyway, these are cleanup sheets from the gel printing class, and they're a different kind of cleanup sheet using a different kind of paint is where I cut the blue and green leaves, and the purple's yet another. So there are 3 different cleanup sheets involved in here. And I found some flares that had colors that kind of went with what I was using there, and colors kind of in the sunset. And the page is kind of about the fact that, you know, John should have been there enjoying that sunset because we enjoyed so many Margaritaville sunsets. This is a double page set, and I don't do double page sets very often. It's a Disney page made with, this is a sheet, it's an actual print from the gel plate class, and it's not finished. I'm going to do some other stuff on top of it, but I liked it in its current form, so I scanned it and then printed it twice and put it on here, so to make the double pager. And it kind of determined, whoops, this is not supposed to be here. This is supposed to be down here. And I'll have to glue that, so I'm going to put it aside for added glue. And I think that one's okay. Usually those older stickers I can put down. I'm going to put some glue on this word strip. Those are not sticking well either. This is for a challenge at Mercy Tiara. Tracy Banks came back and issued a challenge to use wood grain and something layers tucked behind, and I used flowers, and I forget what the third element was, but I had been hoarding this wood grain, and I have no idea where it came from. The strip, branding strip, had a hole in it, so I think it came from a paper pad. I have a little ladybug looking down at Katybug, and a bee here looking at Barrett, whom we call Bee. And I just love this page. Most, if not all, of the embellishments around there, other than my flowers, are from Rosie's studio, except like there's some Maggie Holmes in here somewhere, because I figured Maggie Holmes colors would be close to this. And I've got a cute butterfly flare that kind of picks up on the pink in Ava's blanket there. And this one is it's from one of the July sets, and I'm forgetting the set now, and this is one of the orange ones from the charity set. This is a mess, but I love it. Based on the fact that this is a big water tower that looks like a beach ball, and it's one of the signs that you're arriving at Pensacola Beach, I made a page there, and I had this cut file that I thought I could kind of cut apart into two sections, and there's a whole lot more of it left, and just make it kind of into a signposts. And so I have all kinds of things in there. And it's basically a page about the fact that the last time we were at Margaritaville, John and I took a painting class in the lobby of the Margaritaville Beach Hotel, and he painted the Pensacola sign. So I have a photo of his painting and him holding his painting, and then the real water tower there. And this was taken when we did our Celebration of Life tour. And there's no video for that. No video for the previous one either. This one also, this is another, not exactly double pager, but it's kind of companion pages from the same Disney visit. And I used some older Disney stash for this. I fussy cut this out of a green sheet of paper. And this is a cut file that came in a book-related, reading-related kit from Creative Cuts Club. And there's a Mickey Mouse or a Disney-themed flare with a red Perspective Mickey. There's just a multicolor dot on black with a yellow, and then there's a red one with a black one and a little red heart. So I just kind of varied up the flares and layered them with things. I love this page. I'm not sure, these are just sticky, kind of sticky puffy stickers, and there's actually some stickiness to them on the outside. I'm not quite sure what that's all about. But, and so I used, from a different sheet of paper, but in the same line, I cut these tickets out. And there were a few other tickets that I used on this page. And this one shows Ava looking through, trying to look through the fence and see what's being built. This was a construction fence for a new attraction that was being built when we took her in 2013. This one is a page where the photo is a screenshot of an Instagram post. And one of the Scrap Happy sisters had posted this and tagged all of us in it. And these are photos of 6 of us with Alice Bowl. And there's Christina Sorge and Deetra Kessel and Janie OL in Instagram. And that's me. And there's Coda Kathy and I just kind of wrote about how I saw this and it made me miss my sisters. And this is I use this heart and this cut file, which came from enterprises that Christina owns and kind of included. And I used various shades of purple and some an art-related flair here, which is a sneak of an exclusive design for a retreat that I'm getting ready to go to. Not a scrap happy one, but possibly we'll see some people from there. This is I did a series, these photos from the aquarium visit came up and I filtered one of them and I liked it, so I tried a few others, so of course I had to scrap them all. This is one of my favorite pictures. It's one of those photos that could be in a magazine of the kids being fascinated by the fish at the aquarium. And I thought somehow that this paper from Let's Wander by Vicki Boutin would be just perfect. And I like these cut files from Christina, which kind of seem a little bit like seaweed, maybe. So that's those were my thoughts there. This one is a mostly digital page. Everything's digital except like even that wheel and the anchor are digital, but I put this seashell, this flare, that word strip, and this, I had to feel that to see if that was real, and this starfish cut from a BrambleFox die. This starfish is cut out of cork, and there's a couple of real seashells and a Rosie Studio seashell. There's a little Rosie Studio seashell under there. Rosie Studio and then real seashells and Dotty About Flair, that's Rosie Studio. Just kind of a page, a quick and easy page that has lots of sentiments that, you know, these days, those sentiments are there. And by the way, this title of Friends was added after I had done that, and I'm not revealing it until after those rules are gone. So I think I'm not the only one adding titles to my no title pages. This one is another one of the aquarium photos, but I kind of went a different direction. This background was also a print actually cleaning off my gel plate after I had taken some prints with more paint on. And this wax paper sandwich wrapper really picked up paint I didn't even know was there. So I've got some interesting little effects there and there. And this stencil was on backwards, so the letters are on backwards, but I kind of put it sideways and pretty much covered it up so you can't even tell that there are letters there. It kind of just looks like an abstract print, but I kind of like this page. And I did some gold ink splatters there to kind of go. There weren't as many colorful fish in that one as in one I did today. This one is one I did this one does have a video. This is a Scrap Squad Sunday layout that is about Katie and James going to see a band called Rise Against and the Descendants at a concert night before last on the 6th. And it's not Ava's first concert ever, but it was Barrett's first when James took him to the same venue, which is a place called the Tabernacle, in 2014, in October of 2014. So I've got the B there because that's B, and you know I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 Perspextives from the set that was designed by Catherine Ronson, who is a musician in a musician family, and she and it's called Live Life Loud. And I'm gonna need another set because all the concerts that James had scheduled during lockdown that have been rescheduled are now all getting rescheduled kind of around the same time. So I'm going to need a lot of music stuff. Okay, this one has picked up a red jewel from somewhere. I'll have to put that up. It didn't come from there. This one was one, I used a Vicki Boutin pre-made background and a Creative Cuts Club cut file just laid on top, and I like the fact that there's dark color coming from the coming through the hearts, and it blends on down. And then I layered pieces of another cut file on top of that. And this was kind of the layout I had in mind that I would do on this day. And it reads, as I type this in a font called Johnny Mac Scrawl. Now, Johnny Mac was what a lot of people called him, including me. But I said, this is what I imagine John would be saying to me today. And it's breathe in, breathe out, move on. Today, the 40th anniversary of our wedding and the 6-month mark since his death. He was Crappaw, Johnny Mac, and my love. And breathe in, breathe out, move on is easier said than done. And so it was just, this was a photo. It's not the best photo I've ever taken of him, but it looks like he's purposefully looking at me, telling me something important. And that's kind of where I got the story idea for that one. Okay, another aquarium photo. And these next 2 pages use the same gel print, but I've scanned them and then ran them through filters, and this one's through a different filter. And this is all digital, where I printed this and the photo and this piece of background paper, which is a digital supply from Ginger Scraps, and then I mounted. This is printed on 8.5 by 11. All of this, and then I added the fish. And I added the strip of washi tape and the flare. And these fish I scanned a napkin, and it had those fish on it. And then I printed them on glossy paper so it would look like glossy stickers. And then I fussy cut around them so it would look like ephemera, glossy ephemera. So this was quick. There's not much there, to be honest. And then this one was also quick. Photo of my table, getting ready for one of Vicki Boutin's classes. I've got all my paints lined up, and I've got this mat is what holds my gel plate. And this stand is where my phone is when I'm watching the class. And so this is like the neatest that it is, and it's like this for about, 10 seconds until we start doing projects, and then things are all over the place like they are right now. So I kind of like this one. That's a good memory. And then after class, this is what things look like. That's my dish towel with all the cleaned brayers drying off. And then this is a pile of several layers of dishcloth with stencils and stamps, and I think there are even a couple brayers in here. So, and this is a gel print that's been scanned and filtered, and this is an inked splat and there. So I've got a few of those. So this was fun to remember kind of what my life's like during the Vicki Boutin class time. So not many pages with videos here. I didn't make that many videos this week, but I did make 23 pages for Team 3, and it was only good enough for 3rd place. So it was a tough week. It wasn't, not everybody has the equipment or the capability to print photos larger than 5 by 7. So there were a lot of the pages didn't count for maximum points. So thank you for watching. I have no idea whether my production will be anything close to this. I think this was a kind of week that I pretty much hid out in my craft room and did this and got stuff on my nails, and without realizing that acrylic paint sticks to whatever that nail strengthener is, and I can't scrub it off. I suppose I could take it off with nail polish remover, but I know I'm going to get more on it. So, and I've got an appointment for Wednesday to do something about it. So we'll see. Until Wednesday, I'm just going to get it worse. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week, next Sunday, to do the week 3 rules. Thanks. Bye.